What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quantum Ascent. I have CPOOL up on the screen, the weekly price chart. We have the market cap chart on the left, the USD price chart on the right. Full disclosure before I get rolling here, I do not own any of this coin, but it was a request from my Quantum Circle group, so I'm making it available for all. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious here, guys. You got to be using the market cap to figure out what's going on with the price, especially for alt season. Look right here. This low here on the market cap, that orange circle and that orange circle, price ends up setting a new low at this moment in time. This moment in time right here, that absolute low is up here for the market cap. So, and then even these highs, right? All-time high on market cap, not an all-time high on price. So there's some kind of inflation going on with this. Again, I don't own it, but it could be rewards, tokens just being released onto the market. Not everything's unlocked. Whatever it is, though, we have to use the market cap chart in order to measure where we're going on the price chart. All right. So we will then take that information, bring it over here and figure out what we have going on. Looking at this from a wave count perspective, you can tell the waves are even different here too, but we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 comes right back down on top of the 1, 5. Textbook 5-wave move for CPOOL here. All right. Well, I'm looking at this corrective structure and I'm like, seem pretty similar in length here. And typically in a corrective move, we're looking for some kind of A, B, C. Well, the main parameter is the C leg has to be at least the distance of the A leg. The A leg here brings us down about there. Put that from the top of the B leg. Where are we at? Right there. Boom. We're right on that level right now for CPOOL. So certainly looks like if this correction isn't done, wrapping up real soon here. All right. So that's what we have from a wave count perspective. You got your 5 up. You got your A, B, C down. And now, again, typically we'd be looking for a 5-wave move up. However, alt seasons typically only last like, was 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes you could stretch it out into 12. There's a bunch of data about that I go into on my channel. I'm not going to do it here right now. But this thing hasn't been around for an alt season yet, so we haven't gotten to see any crazy price appreciation. What we did have was, how did this thing do back here? Yep. During the Trump pump, you can see there was, let's see, how long was that? From the low there, we'll say right here, November 6th. In 42 days, this thing went in 11x, right? And you can't really count out too many waves in there. So it's going to look pretty impulsive. There will be giant wicks. And if you break it down to the daily time frame, you'll be able to see more. So I say all that to say this. I'm looking for another move up here to the highs. All right. So where's that move going to take us? First thing I want to do is I want to check each of these ranges to make sure they've been closed out. Wave 1 to 2, bam, look at that. Third wave hit the 4236 exactly here before getting rejected. So that range is closed out. What about this third to fourth wave here? I got to get these out of the way a little. This third to fourth wave here got stopped out at the 2618. So we have not yet closed that range out. So this is something we're going to want to be paying attention to as we get up here, that 589 million. For my XRP people, 589. How about that? Okay. Looking at that, still have to close that range out there. But the range I'm most interested in is going back to those 2025 highs, because I think in an alt season, we're going to see a lot of coins go a full extension of this drop over the last 12 months. Now, it's different on every chart, but for CPOOL, that happened to be an all-time high in December. So great. Going to be looking for new all-time highs here. And we'll just say that's, assuming that it's right there. We're at the low right now. So in that situation, I'm up here. I'm looking at 1.7 billion. And that honestly, yeah, it's a ways from where we're at right now, but it doesn't feel that insane for a coin to go to 1.75 billion. We have so many examples of that already right now. So a full extension of this range, which exceeds 3 and 4 right there, 54x. So that's up there, right? I do think we take a lot of this back pretty quick, but I understand talking about a 54x right now doesn't feel comfortable. But that's why we have other targets that we're looking at, right? I'm looking at minimum here, this 588. Feel more comfortable with a little 18x, right? Okay. So that's one area I'm also looking at right here. That's going to be my conservative. That's going to be my blow off. I don't think we see anything past that for CPOOL here for the market cap moving forward. I'm just curious, what were we looking at for each of these waves? That was a 25x. This third wave here was a 32x. And this fifth wave here was an 11x, right? So you're not, it's, that would definitely be a blow off up there at that 1.75 bill. I'd probably realistically, if I own this coin, I'd have most of it sold before I got to that level. I really like this 588 right now. Where does that put us? 1700. Yeah, pretty in line. I'd even look up here to the 1618, somewhere between that 588, 673. But I do think 588, since it's a pinpoint 4236, that's going to be my conservative. So another way, I'm going to take another range because we want to see, we have a conservative and a blow off, but like, what about kind of a primary? If I just take this C leg down, you can see we do have confluence up there at that 1618 level, right about there. So I think for me, I'm going to say conservative 588 million. My primary up there at 675 million, and then the blow off at 1.75 billion. And if we do end up, getting through these, knifing through these a lot faster, great. We'll come back to the drawing board. But what we don't want to do is round trip anything right now. Absolutely not happening. So let's take this now and let's extrapolate it over and let's get some real prices. From where we are at right now, I'm saying my conservative 1,787%. Let's see where that takes us. And if it's even a new high. No, definitely not. 1787. It's not going to let me get much closer. We'll do it right there, like 69-cent level. Don't be disgusting, you dogs. 69-cent level there. That's what I'd be looking at there, and that's going to be my conservative target. And it makes sense. Takes us back up into that last high from a price perspective, right? We're trading the market cap because we understand what's happening, but a lot of retail is trading the price, right? So they're going to see price get up here. People are going to start selling, still a part of it. But I'm looking at that 69-cent level. My primary isn't that much higher, but 2090, about 80 cents, 80 and a half cents up there. And I know those aren't too far, right? But I showed you guys the math. And again, these could hit as well, right? We pay attention to these, especially up by the billion, a nice round number, but we're talking blow off here. 54.34. Where does 54.34 take us? Right up around $2 en punto on the dot for you Spanish speakers, right there. So conservative 69.5, we'll say. Primary 80.5. I'll give you 81 on the primary, and then we're looking at $2 on the blow off. You guys see the math. You see how I did it. I understand that it looks complicated, and that's why I'm here to teach it. It's also why I created my Quantum Circle group, real-time trades, access to my portfolio, macro analysis, a Discord channel. I teach you how to do TA just like me. Link to that in the bio. If not, thank you so much for being here. If you could follow, like, repost, I want to help as many people as I can before this thing gets going. Hope you all have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one.